What is the fastest you have ever seen a new coworker get fired? A 19-year-old kid got hired to work the seafood counter. Saw him twice and then never again. Asked a coworker what happened. He had closed seafood one night and was walking out of the store, and the 5 pounds of crab legs he stuffed down the back of his pants fell out in front of the closing manager. Guy had been working a few days at a barn. Decided to smoke right by bales of hay. Manager saw him and fired him right on the spot. At farms, you don't fuck around with fire. Corporate chain restaurant. New server, aged mid-30s. Third day he was working, we had to fire him mid-shift. Why? Dude went into the public restrooms with other guests clearly in there using a urinal and started doing lines of blow-off on the edge of the sink. As a teenager, I worked at a bowling alley. Within an hour, a new girl was fired on the spot for dropping a ball on the foot of a complaining patron. I work construction. We had 2 new hires that were friends starting the same day. Boss told one to take a coffee order and come back. Took everyone's money and said he needed his friend to go with him cause it was a big order. They never came back. A man was hired to do stock at a tea store that sold lots of delicate china. Manager walked into the back on his third day and saw him just throwing boxes of teacups and teapots. Instantly fired. 3 hours into the first shift. Guy lost it serving an annoying customer in a grocery shop. Threw cabbage at her. The manager came and told him to go home cause he finished there. He wasn't surprised. I was standing next to him, it was an entertaining day. Coworker. Smoked like every 40 minutes for 10 minutes. Then asked the boss if he could leave an hour early because he didn't take his lunch break. As my boss said, sure you can, but you don't need to come back. Guy slept through 2 meetings on his first day. The second meeting he started snoring. One of our better programmers sleeps through meetings regularly. Partially passive-aggressive bullshit, partly because he works so many hours that he needs to get an occasional break from the stress. 5 days. My boss hired an executive chef. Dude didn't even know how to make a quesadilla. Oh, I've got one for this. I was hired to do tech support and the call center. On our first day of training, there were about 30 of us in a room and we each had our own computer. The instructor said it was okay to use the computer for personal stuff during downtime, but the only rules were no games and no porn. One guy got fired before lunchtime because he just couldn't resist the porn. Guy got hired, went through training and all that jazz. First day on the floor, he disappeared for 3 hours and then came back high as fuck on meth or something. A manager found him in the bathroom aisles, staring at himself in the mirror. The manager looked at the cameras after firing him, the guy was there staring at himself for at least 30+ minutes.